Hi everyone and welcome to this video. My name is Michelle. I'm the founder of the Brand Rebel and the Brand Rebel Academy. I'm mostly a language lover, and in this video I'd like to shortly talk about this one type of word, this group of words that actually impacts the way that people perceive your brand. And I'm talking about adjectives here. So what are adjectives? Adjectives are actually the words that precede a noun and that actually influence the whole noun. So the noun could be, for example, a chair or a table, but the word before that kind of defines what kind of table or what kind of chair that is. So let's just use a few examples here, okay? So I'm gonna use the word, well, let's just use table for now. A table. This is just a table for now, but we can create a different experience. We can create different, by using different adjectives, you're going to get a different image of a different table. So the table, what could the table be? It could be very solid, for example. So solid. I'm going to be right here because it all goes down. So it could be a solid table. It could also be a very refined table. Maybe it's a very artistic table, for example. Let's see if we can come up with something else. A beautiful table. It's a beautiful table. These are all different words, and we could go on and make the list longer and longer and longer, but these are different adjectives all around that same noun table that create a different experience because, well, a solid table will probably, if you're looking for something robust, maybe, robust could be another one, rugged could be another one, then you're gonna have an idea of maybe, it could be like something very solid, something you can rely on. This is something that kind of, yes, fills the room and will probably decorate your room for many, many years because it's so solid. I mean, you can definitely put some heavy stuff on there. Refined, when you think of a refined table, for example, you might think of a very subtle design. It could be made of glass, for example, but the finishing will probably be very delicate. And that creates a different image around that same noun, which is just a table, of course. And then there's artistic. Maybe you, well, everybody's idea of artistic is, of course, different, but you might get a very colorful, maybe a little bit of an edgy table in your minds right now. And a beautiful table, well, that means something different to everybody as well. But the idea behind it is that these words give a different experience altogether. So, and of course we have different ideas of what solid means, and we have different ideas of what beautiful means, and that is actually one of the challenges that you're going to encounter, or that you're going to face when using adjectives. So that means that sometimes when you're, for example, describing a table and you're trying to sell that, you might need to get a little bit more into detail. Just saying that it's a beautiful table doesn't really mean anything yet. But my point with this video is just so that you understand that this gives a different experience no matter what you think is beautiful or not. But the word beautiful in itself has a little bit of a feminine touch to it in most cultures as well. So beautiful and refined it has a little bit of a different idea than, for example, like a solid table, and robust and maybe rugged, for example. So the idea is that you, as with your brand and the way you position it, you think about what type of adjectives actually match the brand personality, match with the product, and what is the experience you want to give them. So if you want to give your customers some kind of sense of security, for example, and you want them to know that they can rely on you, maybe you want to use the word solid a little bit more, or renowned, for example, or well-known, or established. Those are all words that when you listen to it, like established, solid, it's literally holding a place in the ground. It's like, well, solid, you know, it stands there. It has a certain firmness to it. Whereas if you're trying to create a little bit more of a refined experience, a little bit more flow, and a little bit more, maybe a little bit emotional, then you might want to use words with a little bit more of an emotional, different type of emotion, because solid and established is also an emotion, don't forget about that. But it's a different type of emotion. So think about what type of emotion that you want to convey to your customers, and look at the adjectives that actually that you're going to use. So in general, how do you want to be seen? You know, how do you want to be seen, and how do you want your customers to experience your brand? And find the adjectives that actually work with that. Now, what might help, because sometimes you might not come up with very good words by yourself, because your vocab might not be as broad. And to be honest, especially when it comes to English, for me, it's not my first language. So it's not like I know, you probably noticed that already a little bit, but because I don't always know the words either, and you don't have to, because that's why we have tools. So visit Thesaurus.com, for example. I'm going to write that down for you. Thesaurus.com. This is, of course, an English website. So if you're English or American, this is very, very easy to use. But if you're speaking a different language, you're doing your market in a different language, and then probably you will have some local equivalents of this kind of type of website. And it definitely helps, because you don't really have to come up with everything yourself. Just use the tools that are right there in front of you. I mean, for me, as a copywriter, I don't have the whole dictionary in my brain either. So when I would be writing copy for my clients, when I was still doing copying, I would literally, you know, have that website next to me, so that, you know, whenever I was writing and I was like, okay, so this has to get that experience and blah, 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 but I'm looking for a different word than just refined, because I've used refined a few times. Okay, maybe I can use the word delicate now. So I'm just using Thesaurus. That's how I did it. And that's actually how you can create a rich type of set of words in your language, in your communication, that creates a certain experience with your brand. All right, guys, I hope that this helps you. Please give me some love, or share this video, tag people if this might help them, and because that way I know that this is the type of content that you like. Okay, ciao guys, bye.